Developing tonight, despite having announced plans to meet today on the 104th day of the Hollywood actors' strike, scheduled negotiations between SAG-AFTRA and the studios ultimately did not take place and were instead pushed back a day after union leadership said they wanted to take time to review the latest proposals from the AMPTP and studio CEOs. With more from the picket lines and the negotiating table, we're joined by entertainment attorney and freelance journalist Jonathan Handel. Thanks for not pushing back our date here at Fox 11 so that we can discuss the delay. What do you make of this pushback? Is this a good or bad sign?
Well, the delay is a good sign because it means that there's enough in the studio proposal that the union wants to analyze it and be in a position to respond substantively to it. So that's the meat and potatoes of actually trading proposals back and forth. Now, all of that said, you know, these roadblocks are so hefty and the time available has shrunk so much that the question of whether we'll see a deal before the holidays or whether this gets pushed into next year is really still quite open. You know, you'll recall that the union does not like the structure of the success residual that the Writers Guild and studios agreed to. So they're taking union negotiating capital, as it were, and trying to apply that to torque the structure and change the structure completely. I think, and I wrote on Sunday, I wrote a 10-point plan that might be one approach to ending the strike, that it might make more sense to use that negotiating leverage that you do have, whatever quantum it is, and it's under a lot of pressure because of how long this is going on and because of the high pros, the A-list actors pushing back, and say, okay, we'll take the Writers Guild approach, but we need to turbocharge it because it has deficiencies X, Y, and Z. Here's how we propose to address them. But do that rather than trying to create a completely new structure that the studios have repeatedly pushed back on. So
that's literally what's happening? They're creating a brand new structure as opposed to your...
As opposed to what the studios...
What you think it would work?
Right, and what the studios apparently are taking a similar approach of the Writers Guild enhanced. So yeah,
So you're basically starting at ground zero.
For the enhancement residual, that's right, the success-based residual.
Okay, let's talk about the impact this is having on movies, because we're speaking of delays, right? So Mission Impossible 8, that's been delayed. It's supposed to be 2024, but now I think it's not till 2025. A Quiet Place Day 1, SpongeBob SquarePants, Deadpool 3 delayed because of all this. What does this mean for theaters that have already been, you know, struggling to come out of the pandemic, and also TV production?
Well, this is, you know, it turned out to be a Mission Impossible to get Mission Impossible to stay on date, and you can go down that line. It doesn't mean great things for theaters at all. I mean, we already had Dune move off date several weeks ago. It was going to be a fall movie this year. Now it's, you know, who knows exactly when they've rescheduled it. I don't have that on the top of my head. But, you know, without actors to promote films, we see, for example, the Marty Scorsese film, Killers of the Flower Moon. That was it's a long film, it's 3.5 hours, but it is a devastating and wonderfully done film. The production design, the acting, and everything, and no actors to promote it, and so it opened soft. And it certainly, with Leo DiCaprio, would not, and Robert De Niro.
Yeah, let's not forget him.
Right, and even the less well-known Native American actress, Lily Gladstone, who's just fantastic in this film. You know, there's so much that they could have done to promote the film, but that just is not happening.
Well, we did promote it on Friday with our weekly movie critic, Gray Drake, and she said it's a great film too. 3.5 hours long, but she said very impactful. So
very much so. Yeah. I saw it at a screening that Marty then spoke at. And it was, you know, really quite.
Marty, you're on Marty terms with Martin, huh?
Well, you know,
Mr. Scorsese. Okay, very good. Jonathan Handel, thanks so much for being with me tonight.
Thank you.